The African Union is the Pan-African intergovernmental body with the mandate for peace and security in Africa. And then within that mandate, protection of civilians and specifically protection of the child is considered by the African Union as an integral part of the prevention of conflict agenda in Africa. And this is driven by the African Union vision, which is building an Africa that is fit for children, but also nurturing African children that are fit for Africa.
The Child Protection Advisors training has been necessitated by several things. One, the African Union over some time has paid attention to protection of civilians in general. And we also realized that we had, incorporated children in a very small segment of the training on protection of civilians. And within our own arrangements, training has been one of the tools for disseminating policies. We do not have child protection experts in our roster as we speak. And so for us, this is a very significant step in ensuring that child protection experts are, first of all, trained, rostered, and then as and when we need them, and as and when we have to deploy child protection experts in AU peace support operations, we can depend on this group to be able to deploy.
This AU advanced course on child protection in peace support operations is particularly important to me, first in my current role as a human rights officer at the African Union Mission in Somalia. There are huge child protection concerns that we experience in the field, and being able to go through this training has given me extra knowledge and skills that would enable me become more effective at my job. And it has also given me the opportunity to reflect inwardly and look at what exactly AMISOM is doing, or the work that I'm doing in the mission, and how I can begin to entrench child protection in other areas of the work that we do.
This first group actually provides us the initial feedback on our curriculum to first test whether in our thinking, in designing the curriculum, whether we were right or whether we pitched at the right levels.
It can lead to a lot of misinterpretation, or the people can even reject the mission. One of the key things that I'll be taking back going to my work is the discussions we had about mission-specific frameworks and how these various frameworks need to integrate child protection issues. So whether it is our rules of engagement or our standard operating procedures on boards of inquiry, our standard operating procedures on the handling of detainees, and whether it's the work that we do in the military or across to the police and the civilian components, just looking at how these various frameworks are specifically addressing the issues that are particular to children.
Coming to this training was really, really essential because it sort of took us through all that learning process, where you have to begin from the position of the child, not necessarily the position of the adult, which is very key. And that also reinforces issues of child participation, the essence of it, the centrality of it in curating solutions.
Save the Children is one of our strategic partners in working with children in situations of conflict. At the Pan-African level, Save the Children is an office, and they have established this strategic group which mobilizes political commitment to children's issues in situations of conflict, called Friends of CAC, currently, which is chaired by the Ambassador of Nigeria. The Friends of CAC is one key institution that Save the Children has initiated, which we think as a committee can help us in mobilizing the political commitment and visibility of children in situations of conflict. And we hope going into the future, this mechanism can be broadened to include other member states who have not been actively involved in it, so that we work together in a more symbiotic way.
We're linking our political accountability mechanism together with our judicial mechanism. And if the proposal, which is already before member states now for a merger of the African Court on Human and People's Rights with the African Court of Justice, if the protocol is ratified, directly there we have included in the protocol war crime, crime against humanity, and the genocide. And once the report can establish that there is a crime against humanity, there is a war crime involving children, we pray not genocide, we pray none of this, but if it is established, the court will have a direct mandate. And that mandate, concurrently with the political mandate, is designed then to provide a continent with a remedial mechanism that is not only able to hold the perpetrators of children's violation to account, but is able to go back to those children that have been violated and find a way of a reparation mechanism that as humanly as possible, that can address the violation they have gone through, the effect and impact of that violation from either a psychosocial support or from reparation in its broader sense, to ensure that we address both the need for justice that the perpetrator will go through, but also the need for recovery for children to be able to recover their childhood back.
Our anticipated outcome from the training is to have a pool of child protection advisors who can be deployable in real time. And having a pool of advisors that are competent, that are trained, that are conversant with the system is very strategic for us, because it ensures that when there shall be need for deployment, we will not start the process, we will just activate a database that already exists of people who have capacities.
As a continent, we can no longer continue to fight for our flags, fight for our logos, fight for the things we stand for. That we're all united by one and one issue alone, that the rights, the protection, and welfare of children in Africa are realized. And to do that together with the Union and together with the member state, it is important that we work in a comprehensive, but importantly a coordinated manner to deliver as a continent, as a system for children in Africa.